Primetime with Isaac and Suke on 1080 The Fan.
Well, we got a buzzer beater. Almost, well, it wasn't really two of them. But the Colorado State kid, I forget his name, deserves credit for knocking down a three with like 6 seconds left. But then Maryland, the five-star freshman, the big fatty in the middle, Derik Queen, banked it in for the game winner.
After only taking 19 steps.
Totally.
Well, Gene Steratore, this was during the Oregon game, right?
Yeah, they brought him on at half.
They brought him on, and by the way, I didn't know Gene Steratore was doing basketball. I thought Gene Steratore was doing football. He's just a rules analyst for everything. Go Gene. And he claims that he thought it was good. He claims that
Gene, by the way, was a referee in basketball. I don't know if you know that.
I thought he was a football guy.
Well, he is, but he's both.
But he's both.
The football guys are only part-time.
Okay.
He was a college basketball referee.
A lot of those guys do college basketball, actually, from what I've seen in the last few years, too. So.
I was like, Gene Steratore.
They love to officiate.
Gene claimed that he thought it was close, but he thought it was good because he claims that the ball was still on the way up to his arm while he was taking the first step and a half.
The dribble wasn't complete yet, is what he was saying?
Yeah, see, this is where your point about we're getting into too much minutia.
Yeah.
Okay, traveling, when you start to have to define it by letter of the law and movements like in statements like that, you're losing me. I got blue screen reboot. I'm out.
I would say it's more like porn. You know it when
you see it.
Exactly.
Exactly. And that, I was screaming at my TV. I'm like, that is steps. I felt like Mike Rice.
My man was galloping out there. He took like 4 big old steps.
To me, it looked like 4 giant steps. Giant man steps.
When that ball went off the glass and everyone was losing it, I literally am sitting there being like, I thought like we were going to have anarchy, that like maybe they didn't blow the whistle. Like, was there a late flag? It's like one of those, you're like, wait, where is the flag? I'm like, that counts? And then it's good. So, and then Gene came out and said, no, it was good. I don't know if he was doing that to like tap down the controversy, but
I think that might have been, well, I've seen other experts, because people have written about this today.
Yeah.
There are other experts who are looking at this saying that's a travel.
Yeah.
So
I just wonder if like you're paid by CBS or whoever. I wonder if they're like in his ear being like, hey, just you know what, just
we're gonna need you to say that's not a
we're
travel.
gonna need you to sweep this under the rug a little bit and just say
because you know what happens. Social media starts firing up that they're helping the Power 5 team or the Power 4 team get through instead of the little old Colorado State.
Certainly
better for ratings.
Certainly, well, it probably is, but I'm just saying.
It definitely is.
Looked like a travel. Thought it was a travel. Wasn't a travel. Kuda, and by the way, Colorado State S the bad. They had that game in the bag. So, don't let it get there.
I liked what they were doing.
Yeah.
I liked that they beat Memphis, and I thought they really did have Maryland on the road.
Yes.
Maryland played, I don't know what you think of Queen, the freshman kid.
Yeah.
He's skilled. Like, we talk about athletes that aren't basketball players. Mm-hmm. He's pretty unique if you've watched him at all, because he is pretty damn skilled for he's a 5-star recruit out of high school in Baltimore, went to Maryland, and he's raw, but he's pretty damn skilled.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of skill and fundamentals in him. At the same time, they kind of suck. Like, they did not play well at all.
No, they did not. I thought did you watch a good hunk of that?
Yeah, I watched almost all of it.
I thought Colorado State was just better than they were.
Yeah, well, they were out hustling them to everything
the entire time. And then like, it came down to
Maryland did not deserve to win that game.
No, that was one of those when it came down to it and Maryland hit that, I was like, God, that sucks for Colorado State, because they'll go back and be like, they had no business losing that game.
This is what kind of goes into what we're talking about. You've got a team of lesser known players that's really well coached.
Yeah.
That Medved guy who's leaving to go to Minnesota now, he is legit.
Yep.
And they play their asses off, really well coached, hit big shots, like rising up to the moment. And how do you not get behind that team? And then you watch Maryland, who's the higher seed, much more, raw talent, lollygagging, getting beat to loose balls, not boxing out, offensive rebound after offensive rebound they'd give up, and they freaking won.
Yep.
That's what sucks, is I think the basketball purist looks at that and goes, man, now you can just load up with Derik Queen's, and a lot of people have talked about Derik Queen's attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not he's rough around the edges. Okay,
Well, isn't he the one that said they gave him the money?
I don't know.
So
That's honest. But.
I think I want to be careful, but I do believe it was him. There was a clip going around at the press conference afterwards, and someone was asking how they were talking about the coach. Who's Maryland's coach? I don't know.
Kevin Willard.
Yeah, I think it was Kevin Willard. So it was Willard, it was Queen, and like two other guys that were up on the podium after that. They beat Colorado State, and someone said, what does Coach Willard do to get you guys, to kind of come together and and have his voice heard? Hand to God. And Queen goes, well, first off, he gave us that money. So, we kind of got to listen to him. And everyone kind of joked, but you were like, oh my God. You're like, eh.
Honest, but it's
honest,
like,
but
this is why we don't like it.
This is why you don't like it.
I don't root for that team.
No. But
yet they win.
Hey, I'll say this. We all want honesty. And someone said, why do you listen to Coach Willard? Hey, he gave us that money. he paid us. And you're like, well,
oh my goodness. All right.
something.
Well,